Good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning, family, and Happy New Year. This is Deb Nevels coming to you right here with my family, 8:60 a.m. And I want to say healthy and wellness to all of you. Mr. Jermaine and Mr. Debo, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Same to you, young lady.
Happy New Year. And we got through Kwanzaa and got through the new year pretty safely. And I'm hoping you, Milwaukee, are ready to roll with us this year.
Deb, you know what I noticed?
What'd you notice?
I ain't seen you since last year.
I haven't seen you since last year either. It's been a
It's been a
year.
whole year, man.
But
But
boom.
literally, yeah.
Literally, yes. Yeah, it's been a year, but I'm hoping that everybody took heed and during this holiday season was able to gather some information around their family's health history, that you were able to um, get around the table as you were partaking of the vittles, as they say,
Vittles.
the healthy vittles,
You went
maybe.
down home then, didn't you?
Went way down home. We were just talking about I made black-eyed peas. I did the healthy that Jermaine. I'm sorry. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, because I'm over here like, Lord Jesus.
You didn't have no black-eyed peas
No
the
black-eyed
first
peas.
day of the year.
Nah, I didn't have any black-eyed peas.
Oh,
But
Jermaine.
Deb, I thought you're supposed to have black-eyed peas.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to have poke,
I didn't do the
pig's
poke.
feet.
Oh gosh.
I did 2 slabs of ribs,
Oh,
so that was my pork.
okay.
But then I also did cabbage with smoked sausage.
Oh,
That's I don't know. That's my go-to. I'm starting to like that better than the greens.
greens.
Greens
Yeah,
just get too cumbersome. But
yeah.
yeah, but I did not do any beans. We don't eat beans in my house,
Okay.
so it would have been useless to cook them.
You would have eaten my beans.
I don't eat beans.
I did-
Period.
I'm telling you these.
Green bean is the only bean I eat.
But you gotta have. I used to make my girls do at least 1 teaspoon of black-eyed peas on the first day, and then I used to have friends because my grandmother would say you have to have a man has to cross your threshold the first on the first of the year
Mm-hmm.
for good luck for the rest of the year, and whatever you're doing that first day of the year, that's what you're going to be doing for the rest of the year. Um, so I
Do you
was
believe all of those superstitions?
I don't, but
But you did it anyway.
but I did it anyway.
Just in case.
Just in case. 'Cause
Cover all.
I know, just in case my grandma, I don't want to say that she's not telling the truth or anything,
Right,
because
right.
grandma knows, grandma
Right.
knew
Right.
best. And if I don't do it, she says, Lord, there can be some restless nights because
Wow.
she will come and visit a dream in a minute.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I used to make them take a teaspoon, and they hated black-eyed peas. And I got all kind of calls yesterday because my daughter, my son-in-law, they were just like, "Did you make black-eyed peas, Mama? Did you make some catfish?" I was like,
I don't see the
silence.
correlation of the catfish, but
I don't know when I started doing catfish. I have no idea.
so you do the steaks or the fillets?
The fillets,
Yeah,
the
see,
fillet.
I'm a steak man. I like that steak.
I just don't like dealing with the bones. So
Mm.
yeah, but yeah, and I do.
One of the reasons I lean to the steak
Uh-huh.
and it just allowed it to be my acquired taste, if you will, or preferred taste,
Uh-huh.
is because you visit so many of these restaurants and they're not really serving you catfish.
At all.
That part, yeah, yeah.
So if I order steaks and that's just what I go for,
Mm-hmm.
you can't fool me.
You can't fool me. Yep. Yeah.
They served me dolphin,
Not dolphin.
This dude said dolphin.
He said,
baby goldfish. You serve me baby goldfish.
well, how often have you had
Jermaine,
dolphin?
this is not Michelle's show.
Nah,
This
that's what I had.
Baby goldfish.
you
Baby
have
goldfish.
baby goldfish and
Yeah.
dolphin.
It was real season.
It was well seasoned, baby.
Baby dolphin.
You know what? I'm gonna let Michelle handle you with this baby dolphin and the goldfish. Um, and the baby dolphin
Yeah, right off the boat.
right off the boat. I don't even think that's legal. First of all, let's start with that.
We break the rules around
Oh, you we living like that.
here.
We living like that. Okay, okay, but yes, but yeah, we okay, Jermaine.
I'm just saying, Debo said me that they don't serve real catfish, which, I agree with him. I totally agree because, real catfish have a certain taste.
You can
So
tell the
yeah,
difference.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
definitely tell the
And
difference.
then, especially like the farm raised catfish,
Hmm.
it's something about it. Like when you bite into it, it just, you know,
You know.
yeah, you
You
taste
know
all
the
kind of,
difference. You know the difference.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely different. But yeah, I agree. I buy mine and I get it from a special store and I'm just like, okay, this I know.
Yeah.
This I know. But yeah, but I agree. I if I order it from at a restaurant, I will definitely order steaks.
Yeah.
But it's very seldom that I order it from a restaurant. Yeah,
Mhm.
I rather cook it and have the cleanup, which I have to go back to today because my husband was like, I know we have this deal that you cook, I clean. I'm sleepy. I was like, okay, babe.
Not today.
Not today. Not today. Not today. But yes, but I hope, family, that you all had a blessed and wonderful New Year's. We're gonna kick off this year. It's gonna be beautiful. This today we want to talk about um New Year, new habits. But as always, we want to set intergenerational wellness goals. And with with the family and being able to make sure that we have our family involved in setting these goals for the generations to come and making sure that we have generational, not only generational wealth, but generational health is also very, very important. um, I want listeners, I'm going to invite you to definitely call in and join us. That phone number 414-444-5250 and 414-444-5253. If you're up, I was telling Jermaine and Debo, I slid in here because
Like David Ruffin.
big time.
Hmm.
I've been on vacation.
Ain't got no money.
Oh Lord, he's gonna sing. He's gonna
Hey,
sing.
that's
And
how
there's
she
moves.
slid in.
I did. I slid in.
I know you moving.
There's moves. There's dancing.
About 5 seconds to spare.
Five, 5 seconds to sweat. But I took to heart what a friend of mine told me that I need to do is to use my vacation time. So
Mhm.
I took the last 2 weeks of the year off
Mhm.
and I finished reading 4 books. I'm working on making a blanket. So I did a lot of self care. I worked out at the gym, which our guests will be able to um, give me a little bit of praise, maybe just a tad bit of praise
Mhm.
for that.
Mhm.
Um, but I did. I worked out, started a workout routine at the gym. That is a regular part of my routine now, and so I started some wellness habits myself. But taking care of myself has become. But taking these last 2 weeks off, getting up this morning, Father, was was
Help
it
your children.
help your children. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, that's right. I do have a job, don't I? And I need to do it today. But it was a challenge. But it was one of those things I've done it for so long. Um, I got into the groove, but then I forgot there's traffic even on the day after the first
Right.
day of the year. It's
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, capital. But
I
it's
saw you stuck behind that bus.
I know I was stuck behind I was like, are we gonna stop at the yellow? This is what we doing?
Oh yeah.
Do I turn in front of it? No, that's
Go through
illegal.
it. Go right
Go,
through
I know. I'm like,
You don't
bus, are
want to
we?
start out the year breaking the law, right?
No, I know. I'm like, that would be wrong. I'm
Right.
so not about to do that. But yeah, so I decided, yeah, I'm gonna do self-care. I'm gonna make a habit of self-care and take care of myself and make sure that I am um doing all the good things and doing all the right things and taking care of myself. And so I took those last 2 weeks off and did some stuff for me. And then uh now I want to make sure that you do some stuff for you, Milwaukee. Set some purpose in life, and we have some guests today that are gonna that we're going to make sure they're going to help us set this purpose and intent of some of the work we're doing. One of the things that our guests are going to be able to help us with is our nutrition and our diet and eating. We also, thank you. They're going to be able to talk to us a little bit about the exercise and what it means to start and what that start needs to look like. Um, it doesn't mean that you go and getting up at 4 a.m. and starting every single day. Um, but it does mean just making slow changes that will make a difference. But it might also mean that after you pick up the kiddos, after you eat dinner, you make that habit of just going outside and walking or going to the basement and just moving in one form or another, just doing something that's a little bit different, but starting a tradition with your family to make that difference and make those changes. Um, the other thing that we're going to talk a little bit about is as always, our staying healthy by starting our screenings, making sure that you are watching your health and getting your screenings for cancer, but starting your new year off by uh, making sure that you are um, scheduling your doctor's appointments, not only for yourself, but also for your loved ones, making sure that they are seeing their doctors. It's a new year. So hopefully you're starting, as most of us, a new calendar year for your health benefits. And if you don't have that, then go into one of our federally qualified health centers to develop a medical home. But getting scheduled for your vision, your dental, and just your overall wellness exam, that you're starting that right away. But we're going to start off with our first guest. And I want to just make sure that we um, know who we have in the room with our first guest. Many times we have talked to our health griots and they talk about this gentleman. I'm finally so happy to have him here because we have used your name in vain. So yeah, you move up just a little bit. So many times when the health griots are talking about how many push-ups they can do, it's because of the magic. This is Mr. Leonard. Yeah, this is they use you said, yeah, and this is also the gentleman with the math that none of us understand.
Yeah,
And the
he has
math,
some interesting math.
yeah, the math was not mathing when last time we were talking. It wasn't mathing. We didn't understand how you got to your numbers. So if you could explain a little bit of the algebra to us, we'd appreciate it. But Mr. Leonard comes to us as a personal trainer, but also as part of our family. He has helped to keep the health of our health griots and working with a team, developing a program for health for the health griots. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. Leonard.
Okay. Well, first of all, good morning. Happy New Year. Um, matter of fact, this year coming into 2026 will mark 20 years I've officially been a fitness trainer, personal trainer. Officially, I started. It would be 21, but it's actually 20 years. I actually left my job. My background's in social service. I worked for a Head Start program for about 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
And also this year, not only am I celebrating 20 years of my business, Divine Intervention Fitness LLC, I'm celebrating my 60th birthday in June. So we're looking at 60 and 20. So this is going to be a great, awesome year to be celebrating. Again, Divine Intervention Fitness started about 20 years ago, focusing on. I started off focusing on individual fitness, working with just individual clients, and then they grew into working with group clients, small groups. I'll let this pass. To ultimately large groups, and then ultimately working with children, ultimately working with seniors, and then what led me to the opportunity of working with African American men in the medical college with the prostate cancer, with men moving forward, which led to also the opportunity that I've had for the last 3 years. I'm a recipient of the Cole's Healthy Eating Active Living Grant, which is a program I started, which is called Health is Wealth, which is for not only it stemmed from the Men Moving Forward program, but it's a co-ed opportunity for cancer survivors and co-survivors in which they have an opportunity to work out, eat healthy, and do those things.
Awesome. Awesome. So,
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, did you say that you're celebrating 60?
Yes, I will be 60 June 27th. So this would be my turning 60.
yeah.
You act like I don't look that good. I'll be 60
Nah,
in May.
Debo,
You
you
know
look
what?
about 93.
I'll be 60 in May. You born in 66, weren't you?
You,
Mr. Leonard?
you were born in 66.
I was born in 66,
Yes.
class of 84.
Yeah.
High
Class
school.
of 84, South Division. Where did you go?
Vincent. I moved here my junior year.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I played ball junior, senior year.
Okay.
at Vincent.
All right.
Man, you look like you're about 35.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blessing. That's a blessing.
I've been trying to
I'm
get
going
you
to
in.
work out with you.
Uh,
man.
I've been trying to tell you. I've been trying
Listen,
to tell you.
Those of you that are not watching this on YouTube, you got to see this young. I'm gonna call him a young man
Mhm.
because this guy here, man, like I see some 20-year-olds that look older than
Mhm.
you, man. That's
Mhm.
amazing, man.
Thank you.
It's working out.
Jesus.
Now you know how
I'm coming.
the method don't math.
Hey,
Right.
yeah.
The math that don't
I
math.
see why the math don't
No, I
math,
see why it
'cause-
don't matter because he went to Vincent.
Oh,
no.
Now we gonna get
We
phone
jumped on your
calls.
heels.
Now we
I was
gonna get.
gonna you with Fred Jones.
Yeah,
all
Fred.
those guys. I remember playing against. I moved here my junior year, so I
You
was
kind of look like Spence a little bit.
Oh,
You know Anthony Spence.
yeah, I
don't
know
you?
exactly what you're talking about.
See, we've been trying to get you in
So
the gym.
now that explains why all of these other guys that have came through here that have shared their story, they look like 40,
Mhm.
50 years old.
Mhm.
They at the end of their story, they talking about they 70 something years old. Like
Yeah.
what?
Mm-hmm.
Exercise. My whole motto is exercise, nutrition, and the right mindset. Apply those three things, you're gonna reach your goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I always open up with wherever I'm at. And I meant to do that this morning. Is that
Yeah,
your mind is stronger than your body.
Man,
I'm gonna say it again. Your mind is stronger than your body, and when you speak it, your body's gonna follow.
Yeah, it's gonna activate.
And
Mhm.
so I believe in that wholeheartedly. And but the guys from Men Moving Forward are a testament to
Mhm.
really when you add that exercise, it makes such a huge difference in your life
Mhm.
in every aspect.
Wow. Amazing, man.
Yep. We get you and Debo in here.
I'm speechless.
Do those Debo said, through the gauntlet for those push-ups that he wants to
Oh,
meet.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I
Come
think it's
on.
over with for Debo.
No, it's never over
Ain't
with.
no hope for Debo.
It's never over with. There's always hope.
Oh.
There's keep hope alive.
It's
There's
over.
always hope. There's always hope.
No, but I mean, seriously, on the serious side, just looking at you and it just blew my mind, man, because
Mhm.
you really do not look almost 60, bro.
Yeah, you actually look older than him, Jermaine.
I know, ain't that something? How Debo, see?
It's y'all.
It's personal.
Y'all.
And
We
he's
need a
10
reference.
He's
We need
about
a rep.
10 years
We need a
behind
rep.
us, man. You just turning 50, right?
I'll be 50.
Yeah, you're just turning 50, as I said.
Get in that gym. Get in that gym.
It makes a big difference. It really does. People
Yeah.
say that,
Mhm.
but really exercise, not only just the cardio, but resistant work, I think really is instrumental in doing adding
Man,
that to
I
that.
believe you because it's evident. So, yeah.
Mhm.
I've been working out too.
You are so wrong. You are so wrong. Well, I think, Jermaine, we need to take a break
Yeah, I
real
guess
quick.
we take a
We
break.
take a break.
I can go feed Debo.
Go. Oh Lord, oh Lord. We're gonna take a break really quick and add our other guest in, and we will catch you on the other side. Milwaukee, make sure you want to join in the conversation. 414-444-5250, 414-444-5253. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. We had some good offline conversations that we're going to bring to you. Milwaukee, we want you to join in the conversation and ask your questions. Tell us about your experiences. Today, we are talking a little bit about New Year, New Habits, setting intergenerational wellness goals. And these are goals that are achievable. We're doing achievable goals, something that little steps, piece by piece, month by month that you can set for yourself and your family. But we want you to join in the conversation. That phone number is 414-444-5250, 414-444-5253. And I'm joined by I introduced before we took the break, I introduced you to one of our guests, Mr. Leonard Wilson. From he has a program, Health is Wealth, and he is also a personal trainer. You've heard from many of our health griots with the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Center, but this is the man behind a lot of the work that they've been doing to be able to do all those crazy push-ups I always ask about. Um, and he also is the owner of Divine Intervention Fitness. He's a personal trainer and also a trainer for groups. And we are joined by Miss Bridget Wilder, who we just realized we know each other from a while, a while ago. Um, Miss Bridget is her focus is building realistic nutrition habits for families, and habits that they can maintain. She is a registered dietitian with Perseverance Health and Wellness, and we are happy to have you join us today and join in the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, our pleasure, our pleasure. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about your journey.
Sure. So my journey is very, very unique. First of all, I am the owner of Perseverance Health and Wellness Coaching. And that name actually comes from my personal life, right? So well, first of all, I am a transformation coach where I help people holistically with mind, body, and spirit. To me, if one thing is broken, they're all discombobulated. One thing is affected, they're all affected, right? So my journey is unique because I became a dietitian after my husband passed away. My husband and I had 10 children, and I lost a 6-year-old daughter, my husband, and my mom. And all of them passed away from diseases that could have been prevented by way of nutrition.
Mm.
So after those severe traumatizing experiences in life, I had a lot of aha moments. I was 170 pounds heavier than I am right now. And my goal in life was, first of all, to be well for my children because I did not want them to lose another parent. So I just decided to change my life. Then I said, hey, you know what? I was an emotional eater severely, right? I ate all of my trauma. And so when I started incorporating psychology, I got my degree in both nutrition and psychology. And now I learned that if I was affected by those things, others were. So now I take my story and transform it to help other people and help transition their life so they don't have to endure the things that I had to.
Mm.
So what's so personable for me is our community suffers from so many different types of issues in relation to nutrition. But the one thing that we don't talk about, we talk about the generational passed down history of disease, but we don't talk about the passed down history of eating behaviors, right?
Mhm.
So, okay, so the family has diabetes, the family has hypertension, but how did the family eat throughout decade over decade, right?
Mhm.
So when we learn to unpack that puzzle, we can create a new puzzle by understanding where is the entryway,
Mm. Mm.
right? So the
Mhm.
entryway, and by the way, I know Leonard, we have so many connections, right?
Yeah.
If you just hear our stories, it intersects.
Mhm.
One thing that I learned in this life, when we don't understand, okay, why are we, what are we surrounded by in our communities? What kind of foods are available to us? Do we know we have options?
Mm.
How do we get to those options, right? So another unique place I am is there's not many very many black dietitians at all. And a lot of times people come into our community and then they force their thought process on a community that doesn't understand the relation between like where you come from and where we come from. So I actually relate to the community I service.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
Definitely, definitely. And it's interesting you said that. It's over Christmas, my daughter and her husband, they were looking at, I make this, okay, both of y'all just close your, and Jermaine, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for you. I make a chocolate pound cake.
Sure.
And it comes from my grandmother's church. It's in Ramseur, North Carolina.
Hmm.
And you know all of the recipes and everything that was passed down. And I was going to gift them. I was going to get a copy made and gift it to my girls because that's part of the legacy that we passed down. But part of that piece to pass down is if I change or offer options in that, because I will tell you that chocolate pound cake calls for a half a pound of butter, half a pound of Crisco, and all of those, what the stuff that is good stuff, but at the same time, it's stuff that we need to also be careful of and be wary of. But I can think about the recipes that my parents left for us and that we passed on, and how those recipes, we value those recipes and they're important to us, and we want to pass that on, but we're not passing on the healthiest part of our lives.
And that's so, I'm glad that you brought that up, because one thing that is so important is we can keep tradition but then infuse balance, right? Because we want to remember grandma through those recipes, but when we do too much of it, we can do too much of what we think is a good thing to the point that it becomes a negative thing, right? So balance is important. Portion control is important.
Yes.
Understanding what healthy really means, right? So I do this segment, and oftentimes I ask people, if I was to come to your home and I was to tell you we're about to declutter your cabinet, what do you think I mean?
You're gonna get rid of all my good stuff.
Okay.
My gummy bears.
Most people say just that, right? But what I'm really asking is mentally, what is sabotaging you? Who is your support team? What do you understand what's clogging you? It could be a dirty house that can keep you from being so unorganized that there's no room to put in healthy food because you got so much clutter in the mind, right? So it's a lot of things that can sabotage us if we don't address how we think, right?
Wow.
So yeah, so that's the point of that question.
That's-
Normally people say what you said, but it's actually, if we get to the mindset, we can change the diet.
Oh wow. That's good. That's good. And I think both of these things apply, even Leonard, as we look at incorporating. I know I joined a gym, and I will tell you, I thought, okay, I could do, because I had a knee replacement and the other one needs it, but my doctor's like, you're still walking on it, so you're fine. But I said, okay, I'm gonna do water exercise. That's no joke. Water yoga. I thought, okay, I love yoga, so we're gonna do water yoga. Yeah, that's no joke. I was tired.
It's actually really good on your joints, and then the resistance in the water is it's you can't go wrong. There's even water aerobics.
Yeah,
water aerobics.
I did that one time. Yeah, that was special. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Very good.
Yeah, but incorporating. How do we start incorporating exercise? So, Bridget, you've given us some pieces of how do we start to look at the diet, but Leonard, how do we start incorporating exercise into the program?
Well, this is I first of all, I consider myself a process trainer. And what that means is I believe in the process, meaning that we have to start somewhere. A lot of times people overwhelm themselves. And as we, of course, at this time of the year where a lot of people have made their New Year's resolution, they're ready to join gyms and they do that. And what happens is they start, and usually before March, they're done. And you wonder, what is that about? And as Bridget shared, and I always share, it is the mindset. It's exercise, nutrition, and the right mindset. What is the mindset? It is part of the discipline. And what happens is a lot of people are motivated to start and then they stop. But discipline is what keeps you going. And there's a reminder that when you look at exercise, it's a lifestyle change. So I always tell everyone, and tell a lot of my clients and people in the class that you have your whole life. Don't jump in here trying to do all this stuff all at one time. Take your time. This is a whole lifestyle change. And you start off with just a little bit. A lot of people think that they go into the gym, that they got to go in there and hit every piece of equipment in there and join every single class and do all that. You'll pretty much burn yourself out. And how do you find the discipline? Really is going to come through the mindset. You're not going to always be motivated to go. You're not going to always be. I'm a fitness trainer. There's times I'm not motivated to do it, but my discipline forces me to do it. And that leads to, it might sound a little cliche, but you hear this, your why. You have to find what your why is. Why am I doing this? Is it for, to get in better shape? Is it to lose weight? Is it for energy? All those kind of things. Or even why am I really doing this? Because when you don't have the motivation, what is my why? And I always share with some of the guys, when we talk about this, they say, well, Leonard, what is your why? Why do you do this? My why is silly, but it works for me. Is that I don't want to go into the grocery store or someplace and someone who hasn't seen me in a long time and they ask, "Are you still training?" So for me, my goal is if I feel like I'm not going to do it, I have vision going someplace, and then so for me, I have to do it. When I don't want to do it, my why is I don't want to be. And here I am on the radio talking about being fitness. All of a sudden, hey, aren't you Leonard? Are you the guy that I don't want to? I want to be. I have to. This is part of that for me. For me, that's my why, and of course, it leads to being healthy. Taking care of myself, staying in shape, and all those kind of things. But my why is silly as it is I've been doing this for, like I said, 20 years now, and then run across somebody and says, "You stop doing that? Why did becomes that part of the back of my head that I literally will go in and start. That becomes, I don't have anything left but to envision that encounter. that kind of motivates me. That becomes my why. But everyone has to find their own personal why to do it. But once you start, though, the goal is always to finish whatever it is that you set out to do. So you don't, we tackle goals that are small and attainable at the beginning. So that's the same way we're working out. When you go into the gym, if you want your goal is, let me get on the treadmill 5 minutes. That might sound like, well, no, I need to do 15. I need to do 20. I need to have 5 minutes, just because you need to do it and you start. Get on the machine and have and this is where we get into my numbers that everyone talks about. And I'll just share. There's a Fibonacci. You can Google Fibonacci. I met a guy who's, at the time, he was 79 years old. This guy looked amazing. 79 at the Y, at the Y on 12th Street. And this guy at 70 bench pressed 425 pounds. Gosh. At 70. So this guy was so from that point on, every time I saw him, I would just kind of get a little piece of information. What are you doing? What do you know? And of course it is, again, exercise, nutrition, and the right mindset. He had this discipline about, so I was watching him do a set, and he had stopped like at 13. And I said, why did you do 13? Most people, when they go to the workout, we've always did 12, 15, 20, maybe 21, whatever those numbers, but he had a specific order. So he had stopped and explained to me, this was the order. He'll do the number. He told me to look up Fibonacci, pulled it up, this number, and I'm not into numerology or anything like that. It's just but he said those numbers equate to this sort of equivalent to what our body types go. It's all, the number is equal to, if you look up Fibonacci, I just got into more of the, I thought it was interesting because you go from 1, 1, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89. No one really goes past 89 in it, but imagine doing, you start off, if you're struggling, and I tested it out, a 3 set deal, or even a 3 rep deal. And then next time you do another. So when you kind of build after doing 3 repetitions, and then jump back, and then your next repetition will be 5 right? So you're only going 2 up on that, and that 5 is there because whenever you're working out, you're really looking for that, the resistance, the stuff that's going to really challenge you.
Mm.
And so when you're feeling that at 2, okay, that adding that's 5. So you build that 5, and now you're at 8. That's another 3. So you're like, okay, I just added 8 here. So now I'm doing 8 reps of this, and you do that for a week or 2 weeks. Next time you jump in, you do your goal now is to get 13. Intensity is really is the word I was looking for that you want to feel. So the 3s might have been pretty easy. The 5 might have been easy on the jump. 8, you kind of start feeling it a little bit, but now that 8 to 13, that's those 5 reps. By the time you're at 9, 10, this is where you really are feeling the intensity in the work that you're getting. So now you're at 13, but that 13 was a hard 13, and you're pushing on that. And the more you spend time doing that, I like what I saw. I got into the numbers because I love that break in between it to build that feeling for that intensity. Because what happens is from 13, your next jump is 21. So in your mind, when it's time to make the shift there, 13 becomes easy. 2-3 sets of 13. After a while, you're like, okay, it's real easy traditionally to go, well, I'll do 15, like most people are. But instead, you shoot for those last 8, 21. By the time you get to 17, 18 is where you're going to feel the intensity to push these last 3 to get to 21. So I fell in love with those numbers, and he kind of explained it, and then you could see the difference. And so when you look up Fibonacci, you'll see that those numbers and how it is, it's all sort of like equivalent to plants, to people. The numbers are. So what happens is you'll find your own development where your body will kind of find its own niche based off of that. But I'm more caught up into the challenge of the reps in that, and seeing that, because I noticed for myself it works. So I started just doing it with all my class. Anyone who's in any of my classes, any of my clients, they're like, why is he doing 13? Why you got me doing 21 now? Why am I jumping? But they started feeling it. And the thing is, they start seeing it. If you say, it's just it's different from the traditional way that we do. And that's part of when you get into exercise, finding what works for you, finding something that's going to challenge you to do that. But to start, the most important thing is, I always say, just start. And once you start, be consistent. So the days that you don't feel like doing it are the days that you need to do it as a reminder, and you find what your why is, and you'll keep doing it.
So that was one of the things that was interesting. And when we got into the funny math was for the end of the year, the guys had to do how many push-ups?
Okay, the guys, we do at the end of the year, the goal is out. We always finish stronger than what we started every session, even through the year and even the group. So men moving forward, guys, this year did 13 sets of 55 push-ups. That was 756, I think it is, total push-ups. Now, first time we did it, everybody in that class, in the men moving forward class, everyone starts off with 13 push-ups. Now, they don't have to do push-ups on the floor. They could do push-ups on the wall. If they start off on the floor, I usually see where you can do so most of the guys might do 2 or 3 on the floor, and then they finish the rest on the wall, which is a total of 13. We stay with that. So what happens is, if you're like, Leonard, I can't do any push-ups on the floor. Well, then go to the wall. I'm gonna watch you on the wall for a while, and then we'll say, okay, it's time for you to try 1 on the floor, and then you can finish the rest on the wall, and then you come back. Next time I see you, let's get 3 on the floor, and do the other 10 on the wall, and ultimately that 3 turns into 13, and they're now on the floor. So now the push is 13 to 21. So last year we did 13 sets of 34 push-ups.
Wow.
The year before that we did 10 and 21. So so it's just this is the whole thing is that the goal is that we get better and we get stronger. The guys that men moving forward really inspire me, because they're older than me. So our oldest guy, and I think Ron Hayes just turned 85.
Yep.
And he did 180 push-ups on his birthday. See, the thing is, when your birthday comes, you have to do your age. And so I look at these guys like I do, in high school. When my freshman year in high school, I saw those guys with the Letterman jackets, those varsity jackets with the letter on it in the year they graduate.
Mhm.
I said, I want one of those. And those guys look like they're the coolest guys on the school. I said, I got to get one.
Yes.
So that's how I look at these guys. The older they get, is this
Mhm.
level of like, man, I got to get like that. Now you think to yourself at
Mhm.
this age, how are you saying you want to be able to? I want to do what Mr. Hayes did. I want to do more than what he did. That
Mhm.
level of competition that's within me. But those guys just inspire me to do this. So if they're doing that, then there's no excuse for
Well,
me not to be able to do it.
and the other piece is that all of the men and men moving forward are prostate cancer survivors.
Yes.
And it's this is the biggest message that I think that they send, that that diagnosis is not a death sentence.
No.
It,
No.
it's just, it gives you other opportunities to learn how to
Yes.
live healthy,
Yes.
and especially through the program.
Oh, it's so important. 1 out of 6 Black men are subject to getting prostate cancer. And as we were talking offline, there is that it's not talked about enough. And so I'm really appreciative of the health gurus that have the opportunity to share their story. It's not talked about. I was sharing my I started the program with Men Moving Forward, not really knowing that much about prostate cancer, and getting open to try everything that to be a part of it, to teach it. I needed to learn a little more about it, and I went through the Marquette's health screening stuff that they did. I did the
Mhm.
whole deal. I wanted to see what it was all entailed, and then I also uh, went ahead and, as much as I went to the doctor and I got checked, which they seemed to be really excited about doing, but it was that's at that time I didn't realize, even at the beginning, that there was other methods, but it was still intrusive. You feel a little intrusive when you
Okay.
get that test, so that's when you kind of avoid it. But I was fine. I was really blessed. I was fine, but I found out within a year or two of the program that my grandfather had passed away from prostate cancer, and I didn't even know it. We don't even talk about that. My uncle had it, and he didn't talk about that until my cousin had it. So it's so important that we talk about it, to tell each other and our families, so we can do stuff about it, because it doesn't have to be a death sentence.
Mhm.
If you're on it, and not only that, and if you've had it, to get treated, but to take the steps to eating healthy and exercising, you can turn those things around for you, lowers the risk for that.
Mhm.
So but that's with everything. And I was going to share real quick, as I said earlier, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure in my 30s, when I was in my 30s. And once my doctor prescribed me on some pills, started taking those, and I stopped taking the pills. And once I found my grandmother and I were taking the same pills, and that was the beginning for me to really start making changes in my health. Along with I was about 35 years old, when a good friend of mine went to high school with passed away from heart attack in Atlanta. He had just got married, just had a little girl, just got this great job, bought one of those old nice mansions in Atlanta back then when everyone was kind of moving to Atlanta. He was like right on top of the game doing that, and passed away. That just kind of messed me up. So I started really getting focused on wanting to get better care of my health. And that became the beginning for me. So with the high blood pressure, I was able to change how I ate. I kind of experimented on myself. I changed how I started eating. I got back to playing ball again, exercising, really just trying to do all these different things to get in better shape. Um, and once I stopped taking the medication, I didn't tell my doctor, but I just started changing how I ate. I cut red meat out of my diet. I cut fried foods out of my diet. I cut pork out of my diet. And I had a huge red meat regimen. I was eating red meat like 6-7 days a week.
Yeah, I think I got a red meat demon too.
Man, when I cut that and went to more of chicken and fish and more baked, changed everything. And then I started getting into the exercise, and um, so that's why when I talk about the process, it was real for me. It's funny because when we talk about weight and looking at goals, at the time, I was 230, but I was 230 pounds not working out. So that's a totally different look at 230 at being 230 working out. And so when I started doing the workouts, the process was, I would go to the gym. I tell this story to a lot of guys when they come in there, because part of my training is to get guys in the class to learn how to work out in the gym, anywhere. So when you first go into the gym, a person who, when they first come, it could be intimidating when you see people that's already veterans in the gym. You're in there and you see these guys doing that. I remember going in and seeing this guy who had the physique, like, okay, I want to get like that. So I'm gonna watch him. But I had no idea what he was doing. But so when he finished, and I didn't really want to walk up and ask him. So when he finished doing what he was doing, I walked over to try to do whatever he was doing. I was doing it all wrong. I had no idea what it was working on or any of those things. So I tell everyone what you want to do, and most guys go right to the bench press because they think that's the thing to go to. But I tell everyone, when you go in, you gotta have a plan of what you're gonna work on and do that. So when I had to learn that process of that, and the book that had really helped me was a Men's Health magazine at the time. Had a great illustration on exercises that you can do that were real. Other fitness magazines weren't real clear. They showed these exercises, but they weren't clear on how you were supposed to hold your hand, how you're supposed to turn. It wasn't clear, but Men's Health was, and that really helped me get started. So when my training people, I really try to make sure I'm specific with form and technique and why. What are you working on? You're working, there's 5 upper body parts: biceps, triceps, chest, back, shoulders. You want to focus on those, and then you have your lower body, your legs, and you, of course you have your core. And you can you can come in and do a full body workout, and then you could do a isolation, which means each day you work a different body part. But you have to start, and without people getting overwhelmed. But that's what happened for me. And what happened was, started getting into it, and I went back, got it checked, and they told me to that my blood pressure had went down, and the doctor was asking me what I did.
See,
And I told him, I said, I stopped taking the medicine
and change
and I
your
changed my
lifestyle.
diet, and I keep getting it monitored from time to time to make sure.
That's important.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then on the other side, we're going to talk more about the process and accountability. I have another guest in the studio with us, but we'll come back on the other side and talk about some of the process changes as it comes to nutrition, and focus more a little bit more on the nutritional side, and then talk about the community of accountability and what that on the other side. Milwaukee, you can join in the conversation. 414-444-5250 or 414-444-5253. Miss Bridget, I have to tell you, on YouTube, they are asking for you, Miss Happiness Donuts. Is asking for you, and so here you go, Miss Happiness Donuts, just for you. We were talking with Leonard about the exercise component, but now, ooh, this is the part that's hard for me because I love to cook, I love to bake,
Mm.
but now I got to make some changes.
Making some changes. Ooh,
Yes.
okay. So now I'm gonna get dirty with y'all so we can get clean, right?
Okay. Oh
So
wow.
so let's unpack that. When we making changes, there's this climate when we purchasing food where there's the things that are perceived to be healthy and things that are really healthy. So learning how to dissect that has been the problem, right? So one thing you want to start with is eating things that have less than 5 ingredients. So you want to look
Mm,
at fruits and vegetables or protein choices like your meat, fish, and turkey. When I say meat, slow down on the red meat. Red meat takes 11 to 14 days to digest. So even if you're eating fruits and vegetables, it can take the slow down digestion process because the red meat is slowing down your digestive system, right?
mm,
Those things are important, but what's most important is for you to understand what a healthy plate looks like, right? So half of your plate should be consisting of fruits and vegetables, a quarter of it your meat sources, as I mentioned, and then your carbohydrate choices. Now, let me just say this. One thing about exercise is so important, but when we exercise and eat a lot of sugary based foods, you're just going in a cycle and like chasing your tail. You're going nowhere fast because you're actually not able to burn off the amount of sugar and carbohydrates that you're eating when you overconsume. That's why you see people in the gym that literally be there every day, sometimes 2 hours in a session, but still look the same because their nutrition is off sync, right? So a lot of times it's not because people don't realize that eating changes is important. It's just that people don't know what to eat.
mm.
For example, if you eat two candy bars and two apples, they have the same amount of calories, but they do two different things. One candy bar and two apples. I'm sorry, they have the same amount of calories, but they do totally two different things in your body.
Okay.
So both of them have sugar, but what kind of sugar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you eat the candy bar, it's going to like slow down your energy. You're not going to have the capacity to do the things that you need to do in the gym. But the apples feed your cells, feed your blood. It does what your body needs to produce the workload that you have to put in, right?
Okay.
Another mistake that people make is not eating and thinking that's going to get results, right? What so say for example, if I tell you, hey, we're going on a ride to Chicago and you only start out with a quarter tank of gas, right? So we're gonna drive to Chicago, but if you don't put no more gas in the car, your engine is your car is going to stall. Well, that's the same way when you do not eat. So a lot of times people say, "Well, I only eat breakfast," and well, actually, your body is going to hold on to that reserve because your body's response is, "I'm gonna try to keep you safe, so I'm gonna hold on to what you got, and I'm not going to do anything for you." Right? It's
Mm-hmm.
going to stall. So when we understand that skipping meals is not the goal, but to understand the quality and the components of your food that makes the difference, it makes the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk, let's talk about this thing called New Year's resolution. There's two words that I want you to consider: consistency and motivation. Motivation is based on an emotion. It doesn't last long, right? Today I'm motivated to go to the gym. Today I'm motivated to eat right. Well, if you rely on motivation, your consistent habits cannot form. When you're working on things that is there's no area in life where when you expect to progress where consistency is not necessary. You're not gonna get paid on your job if you're not gonna go to work every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, conforming consistent habits mean doing it even when you don't feel like it. Researching, understanding how to read nutrition labels. It's like when you read a nutrition label, it gives you a preview of what's inside the food. Just like when you look in the back of a book, it tells you what's in the book.
Mm-hmm.
A nutrition label does the same thing. But get your mindset off of just looking at the calorie because the calorie does not tell the full story.
Wow.
The calorie
Wow.
is subjective. Like I said, two apples, one candy bar, two different processes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes when we're eating healthier, we can actually eat more food. There's a variety of color. There's a variety of different options and less calories, right? Even though we're not going to focus on the calorie, your food composition makes a difference.
Mhm.
But when you making those tangible changes, a lot of times people's sticky point comes where they don't want to give up or reduce the things that they know that's not benefiting them health wise.
Mhm.
So let's use, for example, cake. Our grandma, great grandma gonna bring that cake Thanksgiving, Christmas, weekends, right? But do we understand that the cake can still be had? It's just how often are you eating it?
Mhm.
So if you're eating it every weekend, you're sabotaging all the work you did during the week. Let's say we take off on weekends, like a lot of people say, I'm gonna have my weekends to myself. I'm gonna eat healthy Monday through Friday. Weekends, I'm gonna eat what I want. Now you just undid all the work, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because you took a so-called day to do a free for all.
Mhm.
What does that mean? So when I come into the mix to help people, I help them dissect what does it mean and make it easy for them to digest. I don't just come in, eat this many proteins, eat this many carbs. No, I teach you how to digest change first,
Mhm.
and then teach you how to balance your plate. Do you understand
Mm.
what I mean when I say
Yeah.
teach you how to digest change?
Yeah. That's good. That is good. And so it's even, I may love baking and I can bake.
Mm-hmm.
I can go ahead and make the chocolate pound cake,
Yeah.
but I can leave enough for my husband and I to have one slice or even two, but just, and then the rest I can gift it. I can gift it out. I can come over and bring it to the station. I-
And be honest
Yep.
with yourself on where you at with that.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what I mean.
Okay.
If you know that this, like there's these brownies that Sam's Club sells.
Oh, I already know. Yes.
I can't because I know where I'm at. I can't buy them
Mhm.
because I know that I'm going to go overboard because I haven't arrived. I'm just using this as an example.
Mhm.
I haven't arrived to the point where I can actually deal with that right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe if a friend has it at her house, I can get one, but I can't keep it in my house yet because I know I haven't met myself there yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you get to the point where you're able to say, hey, I'm going to make it, keep it in the house, everybody has their portion. And I have gotten to a point where I'm able to resist.
Mhm.
Meet yourself where you're at because that way your change could be
Oh,
consistent.
that's good.
Right.
That's good. Yeah.
If you know you're not ready, don't put yourself in a position to be tempted in a way that's not going to allow you to learn consistency,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Mhm. Definitely.
And the other thing, and I know we got to get to, I know this guest is going to be out of sight. Becoming the best version of yourself. Consider this. This is going to be a hard saying. This is when I get a little dirty with y'all. We actually eat how we feel about ourselves. Process that. If I'm constantly going to get takeout, I'm eating at a place where I'm not, although I am valuable, I am really not understanding that I'm so valuable that I deserve better than that. That sounds
Wow.
difficult, but it's a hard truth.
Wow.
When we really take, let's say we're
Mm.
trying to, whatever we're trying to build, we want a better job, we want to be multi-million-dollar business owners, but if you're not present to enjoy it,
Mhm.
what does that really mean?
Mhm.
If I'm not eating what I deserve and you want to create a space to have all these amazing things, how can you even enjoy the fruit of that when you don't take care of your temple?
Mm.
That's the most prized possession. So after you get the billions, after you get the new house and you sit in it sick, because we either in one or two places, we either in prevention or recovery. So what I want to get people in a space of prevention,
Mhm.
because when we get to the recovery side, you're trying to circle back to a moment that some pieces got dropped. Not saying it can't happen,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
easier to deal with it when you're in the prevention stage of diabetes, cancer, and things of that nature versus getting it and trying to hurry up and catch back up.
Right.
It can
Right.
be, we can work on it, right? But the thing is, prevention. If we're in a space where prevention is an option, let's take that one. But if recovery is where we at, I'll meet you where you at.
Mhm. That's wow.
And I know that's a hard saying, y'all,
But
but
it's so true.
it's true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I think that part of what you're saying is it hits different just because, it's you come from a space of caring for the individual,
Mhm.
and in addition to your knowledge and just where you've been in your journey. but also helping us to hold that mirror up
Mhm.
and to figure out, because it's a different perspective when you say what we put in. And I think when you were talking about um, sitting in that house, and either you're sitting there recovering or sitting in a space where you're preventing and you're able to enjoy it. If I'm recovering, haven't had this knee replacement, I know what that's like. I'm in one room, I can't go nowhere, scared to take a shower without somebody being at the house. It's just it's
Yes.
you're not walking in enjoying anything.
Yes.
And that's not any fun. And so yeah, and I think what, and just I'm thinking, because I if you listen to the show often, you've heard from the health griots, and knowing that your positivity, your energy
Mhm.
is working with those men.
Oh yeah.
That's why so many of them come on, and they've changed their eating habits. Mr. Dennis McMurray he's now, I think, a vegan, and he talks a little bit about his eating habits and how he changes and how he introduces things to his family.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, because as we talk about making a change, it's easier to be consistent with that change if there's others around you that are also partaking of that.
Yes, the accountability.
The accountability, yeah.
And just and for if I have this short time to say this, if you address your emotional eating triggers, I'm using an example. My mom and my grandmother both died of broken relationships, cancer, and emotional issues, right? It affected how they ate. So the diagnosis was cancer, but the emotional eating effect that led to emotional eating patterns, negative relationships, all impacted how they ate. So my resolve for me is, Mama, Grandma, I love y'all, but I'm not doing that. So what do I need to do to figure out what my triggers are? Because if I know my triggers, I can address my triggers. So I do want to leave this with you, especially with my women. Understand that when I say we eat how we feel about ourselves, just do a little research on yourself and you will find out what I mean. What are we allowing that's causing us to eat off balance? Emotional eating, and I'm contracted with the County of Milwaukee to do nutrition and behavioral health program. My business is, one thing I can say for sure is emotional eating. When you get to know your pattern, you're going to learn a lot where the entryway is of your eating behaviors.
Wow. That's good. That's good. Again, people are asking. The business is Perseverance Health and Wellness. And you talked about accountability. Part of that accountability is community. And our next guest, Miss Tania, with Social X, you all have created a community of health and wellness with Social X. So first, introduce yourself and tell us what Social X is.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Tania Smith. I am with Social X MKE. I'm the Health and Wellness Director. Social X is a business to encourage professionals to stay in Milwaukee and to attract talent to Milwaukee. So we do that in various ways. But today, through the health and wellness pillar, our biggest program is our running group. Don't y'all beat me up. I don't want to hear nothing. I know. But our running club that's been around, we just celebrated 11 years. That's our biggest program under that. It's Fear MKE, Forget Everything and Run. So, but in addition to that, we do host our wellness challenge each year as well.
And what is that? What is your wellness challenge?
Our wellness challenge. So this year is going to look a little different. In the years past, we have hosted a challenge where for 30 days you work out for 30 days. Now, I know that may seem overwhelming, but it could be anything. It could be biking, it could be walking, it could be swimming, it could be basketball, running, anything like that for 30 days. So starting January 2nd all the way to the 31st. People work out every day, and then we need proof. So then you post it on social media. So you could post it on your Facebook, your Instagram with the hashtag SX, and then followed by the year. And then we track those for that whole month. And then whoever does it for the entire month, we would give out prizes for that.
Oh, wow.
But the true prize is you challenging yourself and be able to work out. So this year, our challenge is just a little different. It's SX Wellness 26. And we just want everyone to hold themselves accountable and to do what they can and meet yourself where you're at. So we have made a kind of like a 30-day card of different kind of wellness and fitness activities for you to partake in. And you don't have to necessarily do it every day. If you want to challenge yourself and do it every day, you can. But this is just ideas of what you can do to jumpstart. We know the first everyone wants to get into some type of fitness, and that's okay. We got to start somewhere. But this hopefully, I heard it takes 30 days to get to have a habit, right? To form a habit. So hopefully this is something that will last for not only for the 30 days, but for your life. So the card just has a different bunch of workout activities and wellness activities. So some are meditate, visit Planet Smoothie over there in Glendale, which is Black owned.
Yes.
And Body Yoga over there in Glendale as well is Black owned by Joanna Brooks. So just a couple of activities for you to just move your body or focus on yourself and your wellness.
And that's by giving 30 days of activities and opportunities, just gives people something different to try if you've never tried something. Especially, I love Joanna Brooks, in Body Yoga.
Yes.
I highly recommend hot yoga, especially if you're like me and have issues with joints. There's nothing like hot yoga. It is an incredible opportunity. Don't talk about it until you try it. Don't put it away as an opportunity. You need to try it at least once. You will feel so good after. And now she also has Pilates as an opportunity. So anything you do with Joanna, she's going to take care of you. And then the smoothie place. But given those opportunities, it gives people a variety to kind of try something and try something different that they never tried before. That may actually be something that they want to repeat, which is creating that piece.
Yeah, and I think as we get older, so I work in education, and kids are just so fearless, and they'll do anything, like they'll do all type of stuff. And I think as adults, we become more guarded, and we don't want to venture out and do stuff. And I think this is a great opportunity to do that. I think you could get bored within your fitness routine, and that can make you stop. So I think just giving these other activities, I think is a good opportunity for people to branch out and kind of see what, works for them for sure.
Yeah, it offers opportunities. That's the other thing Social X does, just creating community. I love what you all do as far as being able to create a safe space to hopefully retain our talent here in Milwaukee and
Absolutely.
for people to stay here. Working at the medical college, one of the things I always talk to our doctor, our med students about is, so what part of Milwaukee do you, or Wisconsin, period? I want them to stay in state.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because so often they go everywhere and anywhere for the residency. But I always want them to know that they can stay home and come back home. And the work that you all do around that is so important. And I think adding in that health and wellness component ties in, especially when I look at the med students that I work with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we have worked with the medical college. We used to have a few of them that will come run with us as well.
Oh, cool.
To get a break from school, because I know that can be very challenging.
Yes.
But yeah, just trying to show people that there are like activities and things to do in Milwaukee, and that this is a great place to live, and just highlighting all the great aspects of Milwaukee to get them to stay, or if they do have to leave, to come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's funny because even when I have people that come and visit, they're like, I didn't even know Black people lived here. And I was like, are you kidding me? Having grown up here, I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely. Right.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, this is the Mecca. What are you talking about? To me, this is like before Atlanta. What are you talking about? This is Milwaukee. But yeah, there is so much to do, and you all create such a community. And I think just adding that element of accountability by posting on social media and adding that piece is really nice.
Absolutely. And
It's cool.
everyone looks forward to the challenge. And while this year you don't have to post on social media,
Okay,
but
cool.
I mean, I encourage it. I know some people now it might be cringy to post your workouts, and some people kind of it brings them out of their shell to do something like that. But
Mhm.
you just never know who you are encouraging. That's the
Mhm.
big thing. It's not about this is beyond you at this point. This is about encouraging somebody else. If they see you working out every day or you setting a goal, like I'm going to do something for myself wellness oriented 3 times throughout this week. You
Mhm.
know, there's so many people that I follow just to motivate myself as well. So
Mhm.
you never know who you could be inspiring, or this can help hold yourself accountable, knowing that, okay, I need to post every day, and like that
Mhm.
can let me get up, let me go for this walk, let me try a salad today instead of pork chop or whatever
Yes.
it is. No shade to whatever people eat. But you know, that creates that community as well. And
Mhm.
then everyone can talk about their experiences going through this fitness journey. And that's helpful in itself.
So true. So true. Yes, I follow Miss Bridget.
Me
And
too.
I do. I do. You do fabulous vacations. She does. I vacate through other folks. It's like, I think I want to go there. Okay, where in the world is she? That's where she is. But yeah, but we're gonna come up. We're gonna take a brief break. We want you to join in on the conversation. YouTube, you all are talking. I see you. Join in on the conversation. 414-444-5250. That's 414-444-5253, and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. We are so blessed today. We had one guest, Mr. Leonard, had to leave out, um, but he does his personal training, also group training, um, and is the one that we've talked about with our health griots and the work that they're doing with their fitness. And he's joined by current guest here, Miss Bridget Wilder, who is Perseverance Health and Wellness, registered dietitian, one of very few African American registered dietitians that we have in the state. Put it that it is true, very few.
Very true.
And then Miss Tania Smith with Social X, Director of Health and Wellness, and just talked a little bit about the challenge that they've put out. That's not so much. I think it's not so much a challenge, but it's something that's helping us to um, learn a little bit more about activities to do in Milwaukee and activities to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But giving you an opportunity to learn a little bit about things you can do daily to from smoothies to yoga to different exercises that you can do. And you were just talking about the running clubs in Milwaukee. I knew of Black Girl Run, but you said there's so many more now.
Yeah, there's a big running boom. Off air, Bridget was discussing like how to reach younger people with wellness and whatnot. And this running boom is crazy. So we've been around for 11 years, but now there's a bunch more popping up, which is great.
Mhm.
Which is great. That people of color are starting to get into running.
Yeah.
But if that's not your thing, I know everybody is not a runner, and that is okay. So that's why Social X offers so many other activities. And we have our Inspire Her event that is going to be in March. That
cool.
is our women's wellness event.
Okay.
So we bring women from all over, all different ages, all different backgrounds, mostly catering to women of color. And we have a full day of wellness and loving on these women and empowering them. So that's something to look out for on our website as well in March.
Definitely. So I want to just get snippets as we come closer to the end of today. And Tania, I'm going to bounce this one to you. One realistic health habit, with you being a runner,
Yeah.
me not being a runner. I can walk.
Yeah, and that is great. You can walk at fear too.
Oh,
So
there we
I'm
go.
just-
Okay.
We welcome walkers as well.
Yay. But what's one realistic habit that you would say people can start? Because as Ms. Bridget said, you have, or you said with the calendar, it's 30 days, because 30 days to create a habit.
Yeah.
What's one thing that they can start? So one thing I just thought about. So what's on the calendar for your challenge for today?
So
Do you know?
it's actually not like listed by day.
Oh, cool.
You can do anything.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can
Let's get
there's
smoothies.
Yeah, there's right. Smoothies there. You could do like 10 burpees, or maybe say that for the last day. I hate
let's say
burpees.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, so
Flashback
you
to
could
high
pick
school basketball practice.
So you could pick anything on our like scorecard.
Oh, cool.
Or
Okay.
if it's not on that scorecard, you want to do it. So
Okay.
yeah, you could pick anything. But I would say just one way to jumpstart your fitness is this something that's serious that you want to do. I would say make a plan. So you can't just say you wake up New Year's Eve and then you wake up New Year's Day and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like how? Where are you going? When? Do you have the right materials to do these types of things? So just I would make a plan. And it's not too late just because you didn't start yesterday and you're not starting today. Who cares? It's okay. If you want to start next week, make the plan. So have your if you want to go to the gym, have your gym bag packed and ready to go. So there's no doubt that can creep into your head. So you won't roll over in the bed again to go to sleep. Make sure if you have an accountability partner. So I like to tell people my goals right away. Tell my husband or tell my friends, because I have somebody to hold me accountable. So that would be another thing that I would make sure to do. And then have your workout. What workout are you doing? Are you going to jump rope? Are you going to walk? Make sure you have that all set, so then there's no doubt and there's no negative thoughts that can creep into your head. You can get out there and do it. And there's no need to set these super high expectations. If you're just starting out, it's okay if you try to do something twice a week.
Mhm.
You're doing something, you're moving your body, that's okay. Don't get so hard on yourself. I feel like with this new year, new me, it can be very overwhelming and it could be challenging. You want to try to do everything at once. So you want to try to eat right. You want to try to join a gym. You want to do, it's just choose one thing that you really want to focus on and like put your heart and soul into that. And it's okay. And I know Bridget may beat me up, but like, okay, if you can't get your eating right, you can't do it all. Can't do it all. So if you can't get the eating right, that's okay. But are you walking? Like, is that goal set? Yes. Then maybe a month or two later, we can hit our girl Bridget up, right? So
Don't wait that long now.
Trying to meet them where they at. Trying to meet them where they at. Yeah. So
Or maybe you're doing that assessment while you're walking, and you're thinking about, okay, what is my food trigger? What is it?
Yeah,
It's making me go for those chips. What is making me go for gummy bears at 9:00 at night? Jesus.
And do we know what? And do we know how to find that out? So this is how you
That's
find
true.
that out.
Oh,
So this let me give y'all a little tip. Actually, I am an expert. This is the reason why I infused psychology and nutrition for this very reason.
Mhm.
This is how you find out where your triggers points are. First of all, get a small journal. That doesn't mean that you got to write all day. Figure out when you're eating a thing, what time you're eating it, and why. Let's say, for example, my thing is I cannot not have snacks. When I watch a movie, I got to have snacks, right? Otherwise, I'm not going to watch the movie. That's a trigger for me because I know I'm going to have some snacks during my movie time, right? I say it's a trigger because I've associated the movie with having to have a snack. Not that it's a bad trigger, but I have to say, okay, since I know I'm like this, what kind of snacks will I have available to me? Right? Or let's use another example from something more deeply emotional. Say you're feeling lonely, or you just got off a phone with a bad conversation with somebody. If it triggers you to get some ice cream at that moment, it's the emotion, not the food. If you just had a bad rapport with your boss, and you start your day started out right, then all of a sudden, emotion hit, and then it's like, oh, I gotta have something sweet. We thinking we just want something sweet. What triggered that moment? And so this is not counting your meals that you have, but things that you eat when you're not hungry. You're just doing it because of something that you haven't identified yet. So journaling helps you get a jump start. That way, don't change your habits yet until you learn your pattern. Because it's hard to change something when you don't know your pattern. I used to eat my fears. I couldn't address my eating changes when my husband had passed away because it was too overwhelming. Just lost a daughter 3 years before that. That was only 6. And then raised 9 kids by myself. So how could I tackle 170-pound weight loss with all that going on? I had emotional imbalance. What triggered me was, or then I found that I was eating my fears. And I was like, hold on. What else can I do with these fears? Go back to school. Figure out something else to do besides killing myself slowly. Right? So when we learn our patterns, we can do the work. That's one New Year's resolution that I ask you to commit to yourself, even before, because what's going to end up happening is many people going to make New Year's resolution, but end up in the same pattern because they haven't learned themselves. So I challenge you to learn yourself. And then by March, you might be ready to change your eating habits because you've learned yourself enough to know where the entryway is. I hope that makes sense. But I really want to give that tip to you all.
That does help. And I think even if you're able to do that, you're able to help your children.
Yes.
Because if you think about some of the habits that we have, are learned behaviors from what our parents did.
Man, that's so real.
It's
so real. To your point, having a large family, 9 kids, right? So my older children had my old eating habits from where I was in my life. My younger ones grew with me with my new eating. So I had a case study in my
Wow.
house.
Wow.
Now, one of my older daughters, she just recently lost over 100 pounds through diet and exercise. Looks absolutely amazing. So she grew with me.
Wow.
So when I tell you the impact that we make as the original change makers, because we set the blueprint as the parents.
Mm-hmm.
So if we really look at what you just said, that's so
Mhm.
true. I just because I had a case study, I learned, dang, I did that. But I also did that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it doesn't mean that things can't reverse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Healing can take place even if you're in a recovery stage.
Mm.
Just understand that no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, whether prevention or recovery, your body deserves it.
Mm.
And your future destiny and the people that you impact is waiting on you. You are the blueprint for the next healed generation.
Mm. And all of this, I know people say, yes, Deb, but you work for the Cancer Center. And there's a correlation to all of this. Our stress level, our level of activity. We've become, before COVID, we were very sedentary. We sat a lot. After COVID and during COVID, we learned a whole nother level of not moving, of just sitting in front of in front of screens. I remember during COVID, I could sit in front of the screen from 7 till 7 and not feel that I was doing anything wrong, and didn't understand when I got up and sciatica all of a sudden started bothering me and movement started bothering me. But it's a matter of, and then my grandson started kindergarten in my office with me doing the same thing on a screen and sitting. And then all of a sudden it clicked to me. I was like, I've got to create something different. So it was like every 15 minutes now setting my Fitbit. So I was standing. And then he started doing it because he thought it was funny. He didn't know what grandma was doing. But I was like, okay, good, we're gonna get up. But he would get up and do gym. I'd get up and do gym with him. I would stop scheduling meetings. You don't have to have meetings back to back to back to back. So doing all this and being conscious and doing that assessment of yourself, it's all related, and there are things that people often want to do. How can I prevent cancers? I know I can't do anything, it's just going to happen. Yes, you can. You can lose weight, you can become active, you can change how you eat, make small changes. Smaller changes. I think about my addiction to sweets. I can change that, and I've learned eating fruit instead, and drinking water more. If I think I want something sweet, take a sip of water. Or get some ice.
And take the guilt out of your
Yes.
process when you're learning yourself.
Yes.
Because you cannot do what you don't know. And a lot of
Right.
times we think that we
Oh.
can't control ourselves when it's not that. It's just that you haven't identified, again, the entryway. So when we learn, we know.
Right.
You can say, oh, I just can't stop eating that. You can if you are like, if I had a big piece of pie in front of me right now, right? I love it, right? And I also have a pear. Neither one of those foods is jumping in my mouth without my hand.
Mm-hmm.
But my emotional ties helps me make the choice. Oh, I feel like it. This will really satisfy. But then the apple or the pear is saying, but you need me to be well.
Mm-hmm.
Which voice of the version of us that's talking are we listening to?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
pie, which may cause, if you eating it all the time, cause you a delay somewhere along your life if it's repetitive, or the thing that's calling you higher, but because you're not emotionally tied to that, nobody's choosing carrots when they're emotional. Are we? We need to have a conversation.
Unless there's some
You know
ranch
what I'm
dip on
saying?
the side.
We usually choosing something. We usually choosing something salty, sweet, comforting. Potatoes, those macaroni and cheese. Those are comfort calling foods. So if you really look at your food choices, a lot of times it's comforts that's calling you and not your taste buds. They just happen to intersect.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start calling yourself to seeing yourself for what you're worthy to, that's going to feed a brand new you. And then you become the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And we don't got to just do that on the new year.
Every day we can.
Come on.
You can make different choices.
Listen.
One thing that I realized, and somebody had said this, I can't remember who, but it's like sometimes when you want the potato chip, you want something crunchy.
Yeah.
And so I started cutting up apples and putting a little sea salt on it. And I was like, I just got crunchy and salty and sweet. Ooh, this is ridiculous. And then add a little bit of lemon on top. And I was like, okay, I just cut up 3 apples and I'm sitting here. And that was I'm the same way with the movie. I need my popcorn, but I didn't need potato chips. I just did my popcorn with my sea salt and then did my apples with my sea salt and lemon.
Yeah.
And I didn't even finish the apples. I didn't finish the popcorn. And I was fine. And the movie was over.
And you prepared yourself.
Yes.
And that's the reason why I use the movie analogy, because technically there's nothing wrong with having snacks with a movie, right? It's just that when we know we gonna usually like go in maybe the pizza and this and that. Okay, since we know we like to eat, what kind of choices are we setting before us to make it something that we look forward to? Because to be honest with you, when you put forth the effort, you're gonna feel so good that you're gonna become attracted to that. But it does take time. And when you start to see the results little by, like a person who got to lose 100 pounds, if you look at the whole 100 pounds first, it seems too overwhelming. But if you break it down in 5-pound increments, you can say, oh, I did 5. I can get to the next 5. But if you look at the holistic approach of 100 pounds, it can become too weighty for you. And then you don't know how to tackle that. So when you understand small changes breed big results, that's how you have to break that down. Step by step, not mile by mile. It's not your friend may be able to, a man gonna lose faster. Meet yourself. Don't try to measure yourself against somebody else's compass.
Yeah, my doctor and I have actually decided I'm doing a percentage of my weight. And then when I hit that goal, then it's still 10%. I'm doing 10%. And I'm just doing that goal until I reach the right weight. But we've also decided that the standards, I am an African American woman with an African American figure, and there's some things that you're not going to get rid of my behind.
And you're beautiful, by the way. The hair,
God
the skin,
you.
it's like that's the
God
thing.
you.
You're a beautiful woman.
I just want to be healthy.
Yeah, that part.
I want my knees not in my back not to hurt.
That part.
I want to be able to get on the floor and not have to have help getting up. I want to be able to play with my grandkids.
Listen.
So it's, and I want to be here for them. I want to be here for their graduations, when they go to college,
that part.
for the weddings.
Absolutely.
So I have to make lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
I've got to make those changes.
Yeah. Every 10 years I tell myself, Bridget, because now I'm in 53, I say 63 is depending on what you do right now. I've been doing that since I was in my 30s.
Wow.
When I was in my 30s, I said, Bridget, 40-year-old version of you is depending on you. I put a marker on my life because what do I want 60-something Bridget to look like? And I have to create a space of what I want her to look like. And I say, Bridget, go get that.
Yeah.
Go get that.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Well, I will tell you that YouTube loves both of you all. They love you. Someone says, love you, Miss Bridget, and Miss Tania. You'll be hearing from me.
Oh.
But yes, you all have given us a lot to think about, and also thinking about intergenerational pieces, thinking about some of the things that you all have talked about. How can grandparents step in and help to create this intergenerational healthy habit creation?
So I know how it worked in my family, and then so I have 4 siblings or 3 siblings. There's 4 of us. We all ran track and cross country. We all got full rides to UWM, and one went to Marquette. It's okay. But my mom, my parents, my mom and my dad were always at our track meets. They drove us. My mom made sure we were fed. She looked up what I needed. She know runners need carbs, like that type of stuff. So just being like supportive, that is like the first step for these littles.
Yes.
Being supportive. You don't sign them up for basketball because you know that's going to take up your whole Saturday. I already know, y'all. I'm in it now. I got.
Oh gosh, have you been to a 10-year-old AAU game?
My stepson just turned 11, so yes, we're in there. We're in there deep. Yes.
Oh gosh.
You bring a book. It's okay. You bring it because you are But this is
4
better.
games in one day.
Listen. This is better than him playing his video games, playing Fortnite, Roblox. Like he's out there doing something fitness because we don't see kids playing outside no more. Like, let's be real about that. So my parents were supportive of us like doing that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. You got these parents that don't come to the games.
Yeah.
They won't drive them. They won't drop them off, So I think that's one of the first steps because what you do with them when they're younger, that can set them up for their life. If they have fitness a part of their lives. They see me, my stepson sees me go out for a run. He sees his dad going to the gym. This is a regular thing that he sees. So then hopefully when he's older, he realized fitness is a part of his life. My parents worked out. Like, this is normal. This is not like a thing. It's normal. It's normal for him.
Normalize exercise.
Yes, absolutely. So, I grew up watching my mom walk. My mom walks every morning now. I grew up watching her eat her grapefruit and V8,
Oh yeah.
But like that was something I was like, oh, as a young age, I was like, oh, my mom is healthy. Like my mom is trying to be healthy, So that's kind of stuff sticks with you. So I think that matters. And then also trying to find some family activities for the whole family to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to plug all our stuff. We host a 5K and a 10K each year. Families are welcome. You can walk the 5K. You could bring the stroller. You could bring your grandparents. My mom has came. My mom comes every year. She either volunteers or she walks herself. She's came to our group to walk. Like Marquela's mom has came. So there are activities for the family to do and make sure finding those activities and then doing them as a family. I feel like in Milwaukee, every Saturday there's a 5K.
Awesome. It's so true.
Yeah,
It's
so
true.
I think those are easy activities to get the whole family involved.
Awesome. And Bridget, what would you say?
I'm taking off the nutrition part. I'm gonna say this as a wellness coach. Speak life into them. Just that confidence building you would be surprised what that do to their little minds when it comes to their decision making. Speak life, tell them who they are and not who they not.
Awesome. Well, family, we are just blessed to start off our new year with this, with your health and you, with these wonderful guests we've had today to just get us started. I want to encourage you to our anchors today. Move, eat with intention, and stay connected. I want to thank our guests today. They have been awesome. Look forward to talking to you this year a little bit more with your health and you, learning more about yourself, learning more about prevention. I'll see you on the other side.